the research that has been happening in statistics education has really shed a lot of light on how students develop conceptual understanding and how they best learn topics in statistics and probability. For me personally, I have integrated the research that has been done on how students best learn and reason about probability. It really has led me to an entirely different approach to probability in my new textbook that I think will be much more successful in helping students understand what has traditionally been a very difficult topic for students. There's a lot of research now on pedagogy and teaching methods and how that impacts students, how what we do in the classroom really does have an impact on student learning. And much of that research has pointed to the need to really move away from the lecture mode of instruction and to try and incorporate much more activity-based learning and to use technology to its fullest advantage to help students develop conceptual understanding. I would call my teaching style really more of an eclectic style where as I'm planning a particular class, I think fairly carefully about what is going to be the best way for me to accomplish what I want to do in this particular topic. And so I end up kind of considering a number of different strategies that might include a classroom activity, it might include a small group or whole class discussion, it might include technology-driven demonstration or asking students to explore a particular concept using technology. And even sometimes it's best addressed by lecture or a little mini lecture. But I try to really broaden what I do in the classroom. And I found two things as a consequence of doing this. One is it takes me a lot longer to prepare for a class than it ever did before. But the payoff is that that teaching is a lot more fun than it was when I was just lecturing. And the relationship that I build with the students in my classes is very different as I've changed my teaching style. I would hope that the research in statistics education in terms of classroom pedagogies will influence others in that I hope it gets people more interested in trying different approaches and being willing to go out on a limb and experiment in the classroom, to try different things, to incorporate an activity where maybe they haven't used an activity before, or to use technology in a way that they haven't before, and to be open to experimenting and trying different things, understanding that after you do that, that you need to step back and evaluate whether it was successful or not. Nobody advocates doing activities just for activity's sake. There has to be a purpose for that activity and something that you'll hope students will learn from it. The idea that we can experiment but then step back and decide, is this something that's a keeper or is it something that I should never do again, is part of that process. But I hope that it would encourage people to experiment and to step out of their comfort zone a little bit in terms of moving away from lecture mode.